Welcome back to Hot Stove. We've got live baseball all over the place. We've got the spring training game. That's at 3 o'clock Eastern, Dodgers, Cubs. And then later today, right here on the network, the Andre Dawson Classic coming from the Jackie Robinson Training Complex in Florida. It will be Alabama State and Grambling State. And then the nightcap, Missouri and Florida A&M. And we're pleased to be joined by the Hall of Famer, the man that this classic is named after, the Hawk, Andre Dawson. Mr. Dawson, thank you very much for joining us. Real quick, you were telling us during the break that you have, I mean, it makes sense that a man nicknamed the Hawk would own a bird. Tell us about, it's not a hawk, is it, that you have in your home?
No, a hawk would be illegal. It's the second bird that I've had. I had a yellow nape that died actually after 20 years from a heart attack.
Wow.
And the bird that I have now is a white-eyed conure. Actually, I rescued it. It was a baby that fell out of a nest during a rainstorm, and it was severely dehydrated. So I had to figure out what to do with it. It couldn't fly. I took it to a veterinarian friend of mine.
Yeah.
That needed to get some fluids in it immediately. And I started feeding it through a syringe, and he grew attached to me and followed me all around the house.
I love that.
How big is that thing, Hawk?
Well, now he's about 10 inches. He's a little bit smaller than the yellow nape that I had, but he commands attention. I've had him now, this is about 8 years. And between him and the golden doodle, there's a lot of noise going on.
Mr. Dawson, you are obviously the namesake of the Andre Dawson Classic, beginning today at the Jackie Robinson Complex in Florida. Alabama State, that's on Friday, begins on Friday. What does it mean to have your name attached to this event that gives a showcase and a platform to HBCU college baseball programs?
Well, I have to think of the fact that, and I hate to use myself as an example, but my journey, and that was not getting a scholarship coming out of college, working on as at one of the HBCU schools, that being Florida A&M University, not being a part of the team, but as a walk-on, making the team, making the starting lineup. And the only thing I, could ever ask for was just the opportunity. It was a childhood dream to play the game at whatever level as long as I could, and I never really doubted my ability. So I always tell people that, anything is possible. The odds, surely enough, may be stacked against you, but if you dream big, be resilient, and go out, dedicate yourself, be determined, hard work, you never know what is going to happen. And I only can be thankful that Major League Baseball reached out to me and bestowed this honor upon me. It's been 8 years now since the rename of the HBCU Classic, and I'm very gratified and thankful to be able to represent the game now.
Yeah, FAMU is one of the 8 teams taking part in this, event.
It's pretty cool, and it shines a light on a lot of kids, like you're saying, didn't really get the opportunity. I want to go back and talk about the Hawk a little bit. That okay? Can we talk about you, Andre Dawson? Stud, superstar, Hall of Famer.
Sure, you can talk about whatever you want.
All right, so we're going through this labor dispute and all these different things in his career, and I'm trailing him along the way. And 87, I finally get to see the Hawk in person. All I've been hearing about is Andre Dawson, but he was in the National League. And I was in the American League my whole career. And he had spring training in Florida because he plays for the Expos. Then he says, forget it, I don't even need a contract. Give me just a blank check. I'm coming to play for the Cubs. So what was the story behind that? I'm making it hyperbole a little bit, but tell a little bit about the story behind the fact you played with the non-contract.
Well, I don't know if you guys have enough time to go through the entire story, but I'll probably do the best that I can to make it short. I was year 10 of my career, coming off a free agency for the first time in my career. And the writing, in a sense, appeared to be on the wall because I was dangled in trade rumors that never really manifested. And I got 10-5 status. Now I'm a free agent. I've got to sit down and make a determination going forward what's going to happen. The Montreal Expos were offering me a $200,000 cut in pay to re-sign, and it didn't really sit over real well with me or my agent. We had brief conversations that really went nowhere, and I just felt that it was, in a sense, time for me to move on. I needed to get off of the AstroTurf. I wanted to go to a ball club that had a natural playing surface, perhaps still in the National League because of familiarity. And the only two teams that came to mind was the Chicago Cubs and the Atlanta Braves. The Atlanta Braves because it was closer to my home in Florida, a natural playing surface, and the Cubs because of success I had, so much of it doing daytime baseball. And I always marveled at the fact of how they treated their own ball players. And it was a little rough as the opposition, but they didn't boo you. They didn't really welcome it. But I just felt that that would be a natural fit for me. They had a huge national following, and my agent and I decided to, well, this is the way we got to go about this because nobody's going to really negotiate with us. They'll force free agents to re-sign with their original ball clubs. So the only thing we can do is just show up in spring training in Arizona and ask to privately meet with Dallas Green, who was a GM at the time, and present the proposal to him. And the proposal was going to be, here's a blank contract, just fill in what you think I'm worth. And I go out and try to help this organization, help this ball club get back to postseason play.
And let me go out and hit 49 homers,
he won the MVP.
137 RBIs, be the MVP.
49 homers, 137 RBIs with those Cubs in 1987. In the 80s, Andre, there were so many. As a sports fan growing up, I had all sorts of posters on my wall. I had the George Gervin, the Iceman.
Oh, yeah.
You had Jose Canseco and the Bash Brothers. You had a pretty famous poster, too, that was very popular among Cub fans and baseball fans everywhere. Yeah, this is it. What do you recall about this photo shoot here? And is that an actual hawk that is sitting? I mean, that's not photoshopped or digitized, whatever they were doing back in the 80s, is it?
No, that's actually a bald eagle. And
that's a bald eagle.
Wow. The funny thing about that, it was shot at a studio in Chicago. And the catch to it was I had to tilt the bat so that the eagle would spread its wing. They wanted to get a shot with the eagle's wing spread. And a camera spooked this thing. It flew off the bat. Flew into the wall, and now I'm telling them, look, I'm looking down. I said, he's not getting back on this bat because he's staring down at me. he's staring down at me. I'm scared to death. I don't know what he's going to do. And they had to calm it down before they were able to put it back on the bat. But that's kind of the story behind that. It was actually an eagle, and this thing was heavy. I mean,
it looks like a big bird.
That photo shoot took all of about an hour and a half, and just to have him sit on that bat for that duration,
Oh, man. And don't sleep on the curl. Him and Walter Payton were rocking that thing, got us all wearing that Jerry curl. I have
it may look wet, but it's dry.
Oh, it was dry. It was not. He had the best one going. The hawk. Man, that's amazing.
Hey, Mr. Dawson, we appreciate you joining us this morning. Thank you very much. We look forward to the 2025 Andre Dawson Classic beginning tomorrow at the Jackie Robinson Training Complex in Vero Beach, Florida. Games will be seen right here on MLB Network beginning tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining us. Enjoy the weekend and enjoy the games.